Hello and welcome to Critic. This is an introduction to the Critic Premium Business Member Dashboard. As you know, Critic is a private feedback system allowing your customers, guests, patients, or members or clients, for today we'll call them customers, to give private feedback. Critics are love to help. They love to share information that may help you run your business a little bit better. It may be something you've been unaware of, maybe something happening when you're not there, but they do provide some great feedback, and using the system, helps them to deliver that to you. The idea behind Critic, of course, is to eliminate the need for comment cards and suggestion boxes and info ad emails, people scouring a website looking for how to contact and where all that goes. It gives them one simple thing to use. They can either use a website or they earn points for the app, and they use those points towards drawings and special promotions and rewards and things like that. So it influences them a little bit to leave great feedback. So this dashboard is part of what the business have. This is a web-based responsive, meaning it works on every device. So no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you can review your dashboard, look at it, and some of the features that I'll show you now. Basically, in your dashboard, when you're logged in, when you signed up for the Critic program, you got you entered in your email and a password. You're using that email and password right now to log in the login URL for Critic. Basically, enter your email, your password, log in. You got forgot password. That's going to be associated with the email that you registered with. So if you have to hit forgot password, you have to kind of remember what email you used to set up your system. If you're not a Critic member yet, you can click on that button in this area to register, or visit critic.com, go to the business registration in the top right corner, and that will start leading you through and tell you a lot about the program. Critic, once you log in, you put in your email and username, you're going to get to this page. This will be a page that will be considered your master page. So the master page would list all your businesses. So if you're a single unit operator, it will be one. If you're a district manager, regional manager, anything, area manager, anything along that line, or an owner of multiple locations, they would all be listed here. So you would be able to come into this opening, click on the business that you want to look at their reviews, and be able to see, get the feedback there that way. If you want to add a location, down the bottom there is add a new location. So let's say you have one or two businesses and you want to add one to your Critic dashboard. Click on this button. It'll give you a chance to go search for that business and click it, add it to your account, and we'll add it to this dashboard. So pretty simple to use. The Critic dashboard, once you open it up, you have a few things. First is the comments. The comments section here is where the user, or we call them the critics, put in their feedback to you. So we give them up to 500 characters. The idea is to try to, get to the point of what they want to say. I'm sure we've all seen some of the long publicly posted things that can take a long time and a lot of time out of a day to try to get to what went wrong or what went good, and see that. So we want critics to kind of get to the point and let you know exactly what's going on. I came there on Saturday. I want to let you know I left at 11 p.m. and your parking lot lights were not on. So something you may not know because you're not there, but a critic may report it. And of course, it could be a service issue or product issue. Again, Critic is for all businesses, all retail businesses, health service providers, everything. So anything that you can, you try to drive feedback to, Critic is a system that is easy to use. You see your experience photos. So a critic may take a picture of, something they saw, and then we like them to add a picture of their receipt. If you're a sports venue, it'd be a ticket, that would prove that you were actually there that day. And then you can click on these pictures to enlarge them. So if you wanted to see a receipt up close, you can click on that receipt and you can pull it up, and you'll be able to tell the date and time they were there. The action buttons down on the left-hand side, you have a message, forward, notes, and report. We'll get into each one of those on the next slide. Your overall ratings, this is if it was related to product, service, atmosphere, or facility. 1 to 5 is what they can rate. If there's no stars there, it may not be related to that. So it's not anything. If somebody was only talking about a product and weren't dealing about the service, they'll only rate the product. You have a critical score. The critical score in the middle of the screen there, the 10 is showing here. That is a net promoter score. And if you look to the right-hand side, you'll see 85.5 and a little eye icon. If you click on that eye icon in your dashboard, that'll explain a little bit about net promoter score. But basically what it does is it gives you a feeling of what this customer feels about your business. So when you have customers that are giving you 9s and 10s, they're pretty much promoting your business, meaning they may be telling people to go, influencing traffic to your business. When you start getting below, they're passive, that they're, either here nor there of whether they want to, tell people to go use your business. And then when you get below, 7s and that, they're actually detractors. So detractors are actually telling people not to go to your business. And so they're important to pay attention, and it's an important number to realize and understand of whether people are, coming into your business, having a product or service, say a restaurant or anything, and then leaving. And if they're giving you a critical score of 5, they're maybe actually hurting your business on the way out. So, when you know that, you can deal with them with the Critic system and try to get them back in and try to get that promoter score to move back up again. You'll also see you can do everything from, on the right hand side, all 1 year, 3 month, 1 month, and 1 week. That would be your averages, and then your averages are down there for the 3 areas of service there. Like I said, you can click on the photo and it'll enlarge it, and that way you can see the receipt or see what they're talking about, and have something along, be able to, and get more information off a receipt and any kind of experience photo they might have had. Now, Critic is a messaging system, so what it allows you to do is not have to bother with emails and tracking people down and things like that. So as you get feedback through the Critic system, you can open up by clicking on the message button on the left-hand side in the middle. Click on that button, it'll open up this conversation window. This allows you to see the feedback that the customer left you, and then respond back to them. And this response will go directly to their app messaging. So if they had a bad experience, you can, ask them for more information, or ask them for an email or an address if you wanted to, send them something, or have them stop in and see somebody. Or if it's a positive experience, just thank them for coming in, and look forward to seeing them, and keep creating that bond with your customers that make them be loyal. And it's important to retain existing customers. It's 6 to 7 times more expensive to get a new customer than it is to keep an existing one. And an existing one, after the first visit, can spend a lot more money in the life cycle of their visits. So it's real important to connect and communicate with them and understand how they felt. They're also going to provide you some great feedback. So you're putting an army of secret shoppers in your business, which will allow you to get information that you may have never got. Also, when you're connecting with these customers, and because you use the Critic system, you'll find your staff will rise a little higher and more up to the standards that you expect, both for product quality, whether it's food or whether it's anything that to do with that. Service, service rises because no one ever knows if someone's a critic. That's what this system is a little bit about. And it's about trying to help those employees be the best they can be by identifying privately, and not necessarily going and having them be posted out publicly. So you'll see the data submission. You can type in that. You hit the little paper airplane red button on the left of the conversation window. That'll send a message, but then you'll be able to respond back. The user can respond back to you. When a user responds back to you, you'd end up getting in your dashboard, you'd get the unread message on the left-hand side. And on the Critic itself, a Critic is private feedback message, you'd get the little number 1 showing that you had a message back from them. So you could check those out. So pretty simple thing to do. Come to the dashboard, see if you have anything, shoot out a couple conversations thanking people who are looking for more information, or and checking if you have any unreads that need any action. And that's it. Now you've pretty much have one system in order to go out and connect with your customers and get the feedback that you need. So you can also, on the left-hand side, you click on the forward button. This allows you to forward a Critic. So if you were a district manager or regional manager, you could add the manager's address to it, make a note, and forward that along so they can see what this feedback was. Maybe your note says, hey, we need to take a look at this, or can we improve training? It seems that we're getting a lot of this lately, and try to use that as a proactive way. So using this feedback proactively, again, Critic is developed to help employees and help customers, just an all-around tool that's private, that lets everybody get better at what they do, and it lets customers be able to voice some of the opinions they have about your business without posting them publicly. So again, you can add a note. You got the original feedback there. You can see everything. You can click on notes. This is notes that stay within the Critic. So this note, if you wanted to just make a note that you responded or you did something, or you just wanted to, you want to check on it later or whatever that might be, you can save that note. You can report a Critic. So basically, if you got a harassing one or anything along that line, because we're not seeing them or going through them, so we don't see the content of it. So the reason for reporting could be harassment, or it could be vulgar, anything along that line that isn't considered to be acceptable terms of use. You can report that. We'll investigate it, and if we come to find out that we have a problem with the user, we'll either remove the user from the Critic program, or we'll ask them to tone it down, or whatever it might be that the issue might be. But you have a way to report if somebody's doing something. So, the same thing goes when you have a feedback message that doesn't have a supporting receipt, it doesn't have a picture, it doesn't have anything in it, and it's really something bad. The idea is you need to reach out to that person and ask them when they were there, who do they talk to, and get a little bit more information. So, if you don't have something that's kind of proving somebody's there and they were, calling out something very negative, you have to take that a little bit with a grain of salt of whether it's qualified. So qualified feedback means someone put in a picture of the top of their receipt to prove they were there, when they were there. If they had an experience photo in there, they'll be able to submit those photos so you can see them. That helps to qualify it. So, and the details in the Critic help to qualify it. So if you don't see all that, and it's something bad, or it's just something, sounds like an ex-boyfriend or something to somebody trying to get somebody in trouble, you have to take all that with a grain of salt as well. So, and if you think it's abuse, report it here. You can manage tags. So tags are, if it just kept saying, if you were a food business, a restaurant, cold soup, you could put cold soup, you could put server, you could put a name, and then you'll be able to go through and find all those that are associated with that without having to read the comment again. So pretty simple to use tag. Your tools area in the top right corner, you click on that button, it's going to take you to these areas. You log out of the dashboard there from one of the locations. You can select the location. This takes you back to your full master list, and then where you can add a location as well. Account settings and contact support are self-explanatory. So it's pretty much a great system for using and managing feedback coming through. Basically, we give you everything that you need, including some check presenter bookmarks. You can put in check presenters if you're a restaurant. You can leave things on the bar, little cards, little posters. and let people know that you use the Critic system for collecting and responding to feedback. And and by using one simple tool, we eliminate the need of all of us wanting to say something good, but it's so difficult to go find out how. And a lot of people we know, long surveys, info ad emails, suggestion boxes, comment cards, all those things like that are getting a little dated, a little bit troubling to find, to find the website, to look it up. Typically a lot of people don't want to give a lot of information on long surveys. So this just gives them a way to let you know something. And that's what Critic was developed for. It's developed to say, hey, I just thought you should know, and not try to get people in trouble, not try to, hurt the business or anything, but let you know maybe some of the things that, that your customers are seeing and feeling, and allow them to have a voice, in, some of their favorite brands. So if you're about to use Critic, go ahead. If you're not signed up, please visit critic.com and the business registration on the top right side. Sign your business up and start getting on the Critic revolution. Thank you.